Hey everybody, how is it going? Hey, I figured I was sitting here ready. There's a couple minutes to spare, so I figured, hey, why not hop on, hang out, see how all of you all are doing. I hope your Tuesday is going well. Let's go ahead here, look in here. What do we got going on? Well, I tell you what, we're going to be going over, of course, the post of the week, the comment of the week, and then we'll be doing a video, kind of a recap / ask your questions. So I'm going to put them in there. I'm sure many of you have some questions about Identikey, maybe. And let's go ahead and we'll talk about that. We'll get into it. And of course, I see someone come in here. Yeah, so I haven't taken a sip yet, but I did crack it open. And yeah, it's nice and bubbly. And of course, I'm going to be drinking Topo Chico. And cheers to all you out there as well, drinking Topo or your favorite beverage of choice. I tell you what, everybody, it's 4th of July week. I am curious, what is everybody doing on the 4th of July this year? So, of course, we're closed for the 4th of July. And in the afternoon, early afternoon, my family and I, we're going to be headed down to, I don't know, about an hour away to some friend's house that we typically spend 4th of July with every year. So it'll be fun. I have, 3 daughters and they have 3 daughters. And so, the kids like hanging out and having a good time. So, of course, where they actually live is on an Indian reservation. So we get to light off the big fireworks legally. So it's always a good time. Lots of fun for sure. But of course, I really want to know what you all are going to be doing for 4th of July. Celebrating the USA Independence Day. I tell you what, it's pretty cool. So definitely let me know in the comment sections. And see, Denny says, I'll probably be doing lockouts. I like it. Speaking of, actually, I remember this was been years and years ago, but I remember one of my dad's guys, early 2000s, maybe end of the 1990s, was on call on the 4th of July. Now here, we live in a tourist town here, right? So this time of year is crazy. As a matter of fact, we're right by our airport here. It's a smaller airport. It doesn't do like big commercial flights out of it, but you can line up. And I wish I could show you a picture of the amount of celebrities that are in town for 4th of July week. Is always crazy. All the private jets you can see about, quarter mile from here, just lined up. But so 1990s, I got a little off there. Let's bring her back over to the story here. So it would have been late 1990s, early 2000s. I see the Lockfather is in the chat, and so Dad, go ahead and correct me on the dates here, or whatever. But on a 4th of July night, he did 19 lockouts, and we're talking within like let's call it 5-mile radius, like that many lockouts. 19. It was the record. I don't know if it still is or not. I have to phone the Lockfather to know if it is or not, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see here. The Quickset Dumb Force tool. VJ has gone. I believe the tool you're talking about is discontinued, actually. It worked on the first couple generations, and then it quit working. So I don't know. I believe you can't get that anymore. Let's hear. Robert Patent sent us in $5. Very cool. Hey, thank you. Wow. I'll try to give you a good show tonight. All right. Try to get you a good show. But we'll go down here. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Have a big job to finish up, then home for hot dogs. No eating contest. How about that? So by now you all know that the Lockfather was his championship hot dog eating winner. I can't even say it right. I don't know why, but one way or another, the Lockfather lost this year to a guy off the street. Okay. I mean, what the heck, right? A guy shows up off the street and just starts eating them hot dogs. But probably the funniest part was how we had that tie and we had to do the tie breaker. I mean, that was fun. That was really fun, and like I have been telling you, like you, okay, goodness gracious, Julio, first of all, let's start this off here. First of all, I'm looking for an actual horn this time. Okay. So what do you got? Julio, you're putting me on the spot a little bit here. What? Looking for the horn. Julio, what the heck? What's going on? Now, is that drum noise? I think, yeah, I'm pretty certain Jimmy J sent that in. Jimmy J, you sent that in for Julio to prank me with? I was hoping when I said a funny Julio that you would potentially use that when I'd say a funny. Not necessarily like that, but okay, fair enough. But Julio, if you could, let's go ahead and put the confession music on for a minute. I mean, we're talking about hot dog eating contests, and it seems like it's only right to just get honest about something. So, I have never been like eating hot dogs. I don't know if I'll ever win. I mean, it's hard, right? I mean, got the bun and all of this. I like to taste hot dogs too, so I like to enjoy them. But years and years ago, I had a friend who was laid off in the winter, who needed a little bit of work, and he came and worked. And he went to Wendy's and picked up somewhere right around 30 total double stacker hamburgers, okay, like 30 of them. And throughout the day, he kept putting them on my desk. And I'd be on the phone, I was typing up orders, taking phone calls, doing all this kind of stuff. And he just randomly would sneak up and put them on there. And I'm pretty certain, okay, I'd have to ask him to get confirmation, but give me a plus or minus 10% here. I ate over the course of one day, like 19 Wendy's double stacker hamburgers. Okay. Not my proudest moment. I didn't even think I was eating that many until, you told me how many bought and then how many they ate. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's way too many. I'm pretty certain I might have one or two of those still with me today. Okay. Well, anyway, so thank you. Let's move on with the show. Okay, Julio, let's not do any more interesting things here. PJ, we need fire music for people who cannot find horn sounds. That's what we're talking about, man. I know Julio just likes messing with me. Yeah, that's funny. 19 burgers. Yeah, 19. I don't know. I mean, I'll have to ask my buddy next time I talk to him how many burgers that was. It was somewhere, maybe I have 19 in my head, but I mean, I know it was more than 15. And I'm going to just say I'm hoping it was less than 20, but it was a lot and I wasn't hungry by the end of the day. I can tell you what. But anyways, all right. Well, hey, let's go ahead. Let's hop into the show without Julio's distractions here and get after it. Have a little bit of fun. Here we go. Lockboss season 3.7 has started. Here we go. Posts of the week. This one comes from Gumby. Gumby, how's it going? Says, look at this awesome pick, Gumby, at I am Gumby Dang It on Instagram. Sent us getting ready to do some SFIC work. Thanks for the order and thanks for sharing the pick with us. I like that. Gumby, thank you so much for the order. Looks like you had some SFIC work going on. What? There's 20 cylinders just sitting right there. Pretty cool. All right. Next up here, this one comes from Dan. Says, hi there, everyone at CLK. Just wanted to send in a pic of my latest Lockboss prize pack. Love the new shirts. I've been getting a lot of use out of the new cooling towel on the hot days out here around Boston, at least when it isn't raining. Want to thank PJ and everyone else at CLK for the awesome prizes and everything you do for the Lockboss community. I put my creepy PJ staring like Manson on my Triton Plus to keep away the riffraff. I'd love to get my hands on a few more of those stickers. Have a great day, and thanks again. Yeah, Dan, hey, thank you for not only for the picture, but I don't know, Dan. I think we need to, I believe I've made strict orders to never order those PJ face stickers again, which, by the way, they call the serial killer face, right? And sadly, they have actually two meanings with that, right? They think I look crazy. And well, they also are saying that I like to kill cereal. Julio, come on now. What the heck? But anyways, so yeah, hopefully that happened. But I'm happy that it's keeping the riffraff away. Totally get it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's good stuff. But Dan, thank you not only for the pictures, thank you for being a part of the community. Very cool. All right, next up here is the comment of the week. All right, this one comes from Orovato. Says, it would be so awesome if one of your guys' weekly giveaways was for a chance to compete against the Lockfather and PJ in next year's hot dog eating contest. Oh, have mercy. I tell you what, anybody next year is more than welcome to not only come here, but to also participate in the hot dog eating contest. Okay. Man, I tell you what, I mean, hey, I'd much rather one of you guys beat us than some stranger off the street, if you know what I mean. But how many bowls of cereal can you eat in one day? Man, way too many. Oh, watch out, Captain Crunch. PJ is coming. So true, So true. Oh, my gosh. I tell you what. I mean, some of the punishment I endure around here, right? Oh, my gosh. Okay. But anyways, all right. Hey, Orlando, thank you for sending the comment in. And I tell you what, come on down next year. We do it towards the end of June. And I don't know, maybe we'll do an announcement beforehand. So anyone who wants to come out here or is around in the area who wants to participate, we'd love to have you. I don't know though, like if you're having a hot dog eating contest, I mean, no, we didn't make the guy off the street, Jeremy, sign a waiver, but I mean, should we be? I don't know. I don't even know how that stuff works. But anyway, all right. All right. With that being said, so is what we want to do now is kind of go through a bunch of our recent locksmithing videos. Let's kind of talk about them a little bit. I did put Identikey as the last one because I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot of questions there, and I'm sure you're wondering about availability and all that fun stuff. So like always, I will fill you in we'll go from there. How about that? All right, here we go. So the first one up is the Locksmith life hack for Schlage LFIC. Now, of course, in this video, this one was about on the Schlage LFIC. There is a essentially that little pin that you see there that activates when you put a control key in to pull it back. The problem a lot of times is that if you're not careful or you're not familiar with it, when you dump out the pins, you're going to dump out that little pin as well. And if you're like me, sometimes you do it even though you know better, and then you can't find the little pin. And so is what we did is we ended up using a little Schlage cylinder cap pin that's found on like the standard K001 GMS or the Ilco 1595 cylinders, and you can actually just cut it down real easily and make it work. Now, some of the comments pointed out that this part here that comes in the actual LFIC locks is steel, and the pin that we're using off the back of the Schlage cylinder cap is brass, which is very, very true. So that is one little downfall. I don't know. I mean, I don't really get too concerned about that, honestly. I mean, it's so small and how it works. Like, I don't know, when I look at it, I don't see a lot of reason to be concerned that the metal is brass. But yeah, that is something to point out. And thank you for those who commented about it. Okay, next up here is we're talking about the brightest keys you've ever seen, which is the JMA neon keys. And I tell you what, the response, thank you guys so much for all the orders on that. I tell you what, after that video went out, I mean, we completely sold out right away. We then, of course, got another shipment in. Within, I think, 2 hours, they were all sold. Right? Because so many of you sign up when we're out of a product and we won't back order it. You can sign up for the little email notification that when it gets in, it automatically triggers and sends you guys, let you know they're back in stock. And so many people actually got that email that when you went to order them, we were already out again. I mean, that's crazy. So thank you all. I will say, you know, we ended up upping the min maxes on those products. So we have plenty in stock at the moment. So, which is really cool. But what I'm more excited about and what I'd love to know for those of you Hey, how about that? What happened there? My computer essentially like closed down on me. Let me go back really quick. I just gotta upload the slides here. There we go. There we go. All right. So we are back at it here. So the neon keys, right? So we got them back in stock, and so many of you have purchased them. I'm very curious, though, in the comments, for those of you who got it, like, how do you like them? Like, are they as bright as I said they were? I think so, right? It's the first key ever. I mean, since I was a kid, the Lockfather always used a brass key for his own house key, and he actually switched to one of the neon keys, which I was actually really impressed. So, but yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what you all think about them. Pretty cool. I know Nick says PJ needs a new laptop. I know this one I think is actually starting to show a little bit of age. And I'm going to need to get a new one, huh? Peltzerman says, I like the neon keys, but you got to be careful clamping it and then deburring. Yeah. And I think that's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up, especially deburn them, right? Like, I mean, you can't, obviously, you don't give them that rough stuff, right? I mean, you got to be a little gentle on that. That's pretty cool. Carl says they are awesome. I like it. I like it. So I'm glad you all liked them as well. I tell you what, like I said, when I got them, when I heard about them, I thought they were kind of cool, but I mean, it's like, hey, you know, it's a cool colored key. And like, I'm down with it. But after seeing them, you're like, whoa, okay, these things are legit. So yeah, that's that one. All right, next up, I think I just saw a comment on here on the easy keys. Yes. And so let's talk about the easy keys. Okay, so this is an interesting one. So we had the video. So I actually talked with Ilko about this before I actually launched it. And I wanted to kind of get some facts straight on those to make sure I wasn't imagining things. And of course, they were, you know, kind of what I thought they were. Went through it all, put the video out, boom, a bunch are gone, right? We ran out of stock of a bunch of them. And then this is the truth. I'm just going to let you in on a little truth here, okay? We put a reorder in, and they came back and said that the Easy 2 keys were discontinued. So then I email the person from Ilko that is a head of products. And I was like, hey, so I just like, you said they're in stock and there's plenty right now. They're saying that they're discontinued, you know, kind of what's the story on that? And it was a shock to this person. So that's why the Easy 2s have been out. And I'm still going back and forth on emails. Hopefully we'll have the Easy 2s back very soon for the SC1 keys, because it's one of the more important ones to have. So I'll keep figuring that out and getting the Easy 2s back. So that's kind of the deal as far as that goes. And next up, we had another video with the Lockfather talking about the $130,000 Locksmith business for sale. It's always good stuff. It's good information. And I really hope, you know, by doing those, I think it's fun to talk about locksmith businesses and try to value them. You know, it's different and fun. It's fun for the Lockfather and I to kind of talk about it. But I also hope that it really kind of helps you when you're looking at buying maybe some used equipment or a locksmithing business in your area, and just hearing some of the perspectives and then reading the comments, obviously, in the videos as well. So that is always good. All right, next up, of course, we talked about an app called Identikey, right? And let me see here. Do we freeze up again? Let's see here. Oh, Y1 inventory check. Yeah. Lol. Yeah. Hey, we need to do a Y1. I don't have my phone. It's actually over on the charger over there. I don't have it at the moment, but I've seen more being sold. And next week, I'll give you an update on, let's see here. Let's see here. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Looks like on my end, it looks like the screen froze again for a minute. Goodness gracious. But yeah, okay, so let's talk about Identikey. So what questions do you have? Put them in the notes here or in the comments, and let's talk about it. Now, one person who does currently have it and is using it is Adrian Hawley, who's in the comments here. So he's a beta tester, and you can definitely also ask him questions as well if you want when it comes to the app and what he thinks of it. And so yeah, so let's talk about Identikey and when is it in the App Store. So so let's talk about Android first. Okay. So essentially we submitted Android and iOS right about the same amount of time, within, 24-ish hours. And Android came back first, okay? And it'll make sense here in a minute. why I'm talking like this. And so Android came back first, and sweet, we published, and it came back, and then we just published it to the App Store. And then I grabbed my Android phone and I went to the App Store and I downloaded it, and it didn't charge me anything. And essentially we're like, oh, I'm like, okay, this isn't good. What the heck's going on here? And then and come to find out, let's just say the head developer for the project and myself had a little bit of a miscommunication / if you remember, like, we weren't sure how we were going to charge for it. We didn't know really what that looked like. We had debate for about a year around here on that subject, actually. And there's a bigger piece to the puzzle that I'm not even close to wanting to talk about. So I won't even tease you about it. Okay. But there is a bigger piece to the whole puzzle that made that essentially when we started doing the app development, right? So there's the technology and then there's the app, two separate developments here. And essentially is what happened. We didn't know what we wanted to do. And so we kind of left it out. Well, is what happened now that we came up with, hey, let's do it $1.99 a month. We have to build in on the front end of the app, the subscription. Which is why, even though we set it on the back end, when we would make it live in the store, it would just be free. So it was actually in the App Store Sunday night at about 9:30 to 10 Pacific time for free. Thankfully, no one saw that and downloaded it, but that's just the truth, right? So we tried. I was actually in meetings with a couple of our developers today up until about 1 o'clock or so, and I'm really hoping. So I think Android. I'll get to iOS here in a minute, but I'm sincerely hope this is the deal. At this point, I actually feel pressure about getting this released. Okay, I actually feel pressure. I'm like, come on, we got to get this out. You know, I'm pushing. I sincerely hope within the next day or so. I mean, tomorrow, I guess I should say. I mean, it's already 4:30 here. I hope it's released. I really do. So it's just sitting in there, and we just essentially have to get the screen. So you'll be able to download the app for free. You open it up, and it'll have the subscription thing on there that you agree for the $1.99 a month. You'll click on it, and then so that's what we're working on, hopefully getting that done. And of course, it's important to, and I get kind of where or the developers are coming from. They're like, hey, we want to get this done. We realize you're in a hurry, but at the same time, like, we want to make sure it's not buggy and it works right. So that's kind of where that one is at. Okay. So then we submit to iOS. Okay. So we submitted, within, 24-ish, 48 hours. And 4 or 5 days went by, hadn't heard anything. So I called Apple on Monday. They actually have a number for their developer support. And I called them. I was like, hey, can you review our app? What's going on? And they said, sure, we'll review it. And they reviewed it. And then, surprise, they came back with the same thing and said, hey, you need to actually have the UI in there for that front end stuff. So we hope to have Android done here. Soon, hopefully. And then we'll, our developers will get the Android or the iOS up and going as well. I don't think it'll take as long because they essentially are building all the, they have to build it all at once to kind of begin with. So, should be good. So yeah, so that's kind of, where it's at. What's going on now? The cool part is, though, let's see here. Explains the email. What email are you talking about, Adrian? So that's where those are at. But I mean, the good news, okay? The good news is that we're still adding keys, okay? We haven't stopped adding keys. And as a matter of fact, on any given day, let me do the math here. Give me a second here. I feel like I'm counting. I mean, I don't know. Let's just say there is around 4, maybe 5 people every day at some level are actually contributing to the app. Okay. And that essentially happens every single day, including some Saturdays and Sundays. So maybe not 4 or 5 people, but 1 or maybe 2. So it's really going around the clock right now. Of course, we're adding as many keys as we possibly can. We're going to continue to add as many keys as you possibly can. So, yeah, George, it's not available in the App Store. Sorry if you came in, if you didn't get the whole spiel, not quite available. I'm hoping very soon. I tell you what, I do not like, and I'm being sincere about this. I'm not actually, I actually am sincere when I say that I really hope by next Tuesday minimum it's available, because of course, as you know, I like teasing y'all. It's fun. And, but at the same time, like I'm sincerely, I want to get this thing out now. So, it is time to get it out. So, yeah, so that's really what's going on with that. But let's see here. Here, I'll read the comments here in a second here. I got the iOS doesn't like the app email. Oh, okay. Yeah, for the poop. Yep. Yeah. So Adrian, yeah. So I mean, you'll be able to kind of get a play-by-play. You'll actually know when it's approved when we do via email. So it's pretty cool. So yeah. So let me do a quick recap here. I believe the Android will be out first, and I believe that should be out. If things go halfway right within a couple days, if not sooner, maybe. I mean, I really thought, okay, I had 2 developers on the line with myself until, for several hours today. And we thought we were going to be able to release it to the App Store once and for all. And I don't know. I mean, there was a little bug in the subscription thing, I guess is the best way I could define it. You click on you'd click on the subscribe button and the app would close. So it doesn't really do anybody any good, right? As far as that goes. So yeah, we're just ironing that out. And as you know, hey, listen, I'm sitting here, I'm just trying to tell you the most truthful thing I can, what I know. So, but yeah, so Android hopefully out very soon, 24, 48 hours, hopefully sooner. I would love, and is what I plan to do is when I might do, depending on when it actually happens, is I'll probably go live on YouTube or something on like I am now and talk about it for a minute. But so yeah, so that's that. So once we get that done, we just have to reconfigure or resubmit for make sure it works on the iOS. But we only can do one at a time. And since Android came back first, that's why we're working on the Android one. And when that's done, I should say, I'm not really working on it. I'm not a coder, but once we get to the iOS one, we'll get that one buttoned up and done as well. I sincerely hope that by next Tuesday, everything is a go. As a matter of fact, I mean, little secret, but we actually have had planned now our Identikey release video for this Sunday. So like that, we really hope it goes out. So if we have to postpone it a week, we will. But I really, really hope that it's going to happen. Now, honestly, it would, if I can sit on 4th of July, have a hot dog and a cool Topo Chico and be able to go to the App Store and see Identikey there. I mean, I'll be, I don't know, as happy as a pig in mud, I suppose. But yeah. But James says, PJ, I'm starting to think PJ is playing the long game on next year's April Fool's joke. Identikey comes out 2026. Oh, that'd be terrible. That would be terrible. James says, if it ain't done by next Tuesday, we're all coming over there. Oh, that's so good. Let's see here. Lewis says, Lewis County Lockout says, are you planning on releasing Android and iOS separately? Yeah. So like the app itself is done. right? And we have beta testers using it. We use it here internally every day, multiple times a day, actually. And is what happens is that you have to submit to the app stores separately. So you have your Android and you have your iOS, and they have all these other procedures and stuff you have to go through, and all of that kind of stuff. So although we essentially submitted both of them within, I don't know, 24, 48 hours ish, Android came back first. Like I said, I could go in right now and click it and make it live, but it wouldn't be it'd just be free. And it's, you know, I think doing the $199 for us, obviously, is going to be the right move. But yeah, so that one's essentially ready to go. And then next time we'll get to the, we'll get to the iOS right after that. So the cool part is our developers are like super motivated to kind of get it done, and they want to get this thing released. We've been working on it for a long time together. I mean, I almost feel like they're like essentially my family at this point, you know? But yeah, so that's kind of, let's see here. Yes. And Lowell says, and so I think now with a better understanding that, Lockboss prize next season, a year subscription to the app. I like it. And you know, hey, let me first actually get it going on the subscriptions. And I don't know, maybe we'll have a little bit of fun with that. Yeah, sounds good to me. Free is good. I am with you. It's really good. But hey, you know what? At least I hope at minimum you guys can just understand that, hey, I am just being as transparent as possible. I'm probably sharing more, I'm guessing, than the normal person or company would, but I'm cool with it. So I think it's just a better way to be, you know. But Jimmy J says, PGA, can you tease us with a yes, no? Will there be Aloha specials? Can we use cases of Topo Chico to generate in-house CLK credit? Yes. So there will be Aloha show specials for sure. Can we use cases of Topo Chico to generate in-house CLK credit? Absolutely. This stuff's like gold, right? But Raf says also, what about a per use charge? Yeah, so there's no per use charge. It's just going to be a flat $1.99 a month fee, unlimited use, all that kind of stuff. I would not want to ever try to charge you per use. You know, I mean, that's just something that, I mean, at this stage of the game, I'm just not into that. So of course, you know, I mean, and as you can all imagine, the technology and the app and all of that was, of course, very expensive to make, along with filling the database and the continuous. And that's why, you know, having a low cost charge on that, you know, is something that, you know, it's just the right thing to do. And of course, we want it low enough that it should feel like a great deal, way too cheap type of thing, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, that's just the truth as we know it, I guess, right? Nick says, is there going to be an annual discount? You know, I don't want to rule any of that out for sure. At this point, like, I'm like laser focused on just making sure that I can lead us to launch, right? So that's what I'm focused on right now. As far as that goes, yeah, Adrian says, Adrian, how's it going? Adrian, that's so cool that you got that email too from iOS. Yeah, saying that they didn't like a few things, or they didn't like the subscription part of the app. We didn't have it right, but says, I have at least a dozen times a day that I use that between myself and my staff. And Adrian, you know, without putting you on the spot a little bit, with kind of putting you on the spot, but obviously feel free to be say the truth where you're at with it. But what would you say? Like, I mean, what can people expect when they download the app, and if they're kind of looking up the similar type keys that you are? I'd love to get some of your feedback on that. And live where everyone else can see as well. So, of course, it's one of those that'll be fun to see what he says. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see here. Yeah, per use sounds awful. I'm with you. I'm all about $1.99 per month. The annual charge option would be nice. Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that. And once we get them both up and going, and this is the truth, right? The things that we don't know is, so I have never launched an app before, right? And so I've been leaning on some other experts to help me. At the same time, I kind of want things a certain way, right? And so we've done pretty good extensive testing as far as like there is zero known bugs at all. But once we release it live and we get a bunch of downloads and a bunch of uses, like we don't know what we don't know. And so how I kind of look at it, and the plan is, right, to get obviously both of these sorry, I was reading the comments at the same time. So after we get these launched, we get it going, things go good. And if there, hopefully there's no little bugs or something that we have to deal with right away. And if so, then, we'll start to really, look at that. But yeah, Lois says, don't jinx it with no bugs. I know, right? I mean, hey, it just is what it is, and we're here, we're trying to get it done. So, okay. Adrian replied, he says, on using the app, expect to get keys sections that I don't have on my wall. I have a little over 1,500 keys on my wall. Okay. So, Adrian, are you saying that, that when you're looking up keys, it's identifying a key that you don't have? Is that what you're kind of saying on that? But let's see here. Per use. Yeah. I think I've kind of got it all. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited to release it. And of course, after it's released, we'll actually release the official announcement video where I kind of go into more of the features. In the Identikey video, the preview, I just kind of gave you a preview of what it does, right? But in the announcement video, I kind of go into depth on a couple things. One, I talk about the logic that we use, because I hope once you get the logic of how we've chosen to display the results, I think you'll find it most helpful is my point of view on that. But yeah, so we kind of get into that, and yeah, so that's kind of how that works. Let's see here. Okay, Adrian replied back. Adrian, hey, thanks for letting us bug you during this live here. It says, it gets me great options for places to start looking. Had one yesterday that came up as a Yale key that I didn't have in stock. Okay, that's perfect. That's cool. And something, like, I guess I'll talk a little bit about that for a second. So something that's really cool, okay, and that maybe will make a little bit more sense, but is what happens when you look at the results. You can click on the Buy Now button, okay? And when you click on the Buy Now button, it's going to take you in the CLK tab to our website, to that key. Now, of course, it's there so you can buy it, but another really cool feature, like to me, the main purpose of it is you're going to be able to see the 360 image. And so this is what we want to do, right? Because if you're looking up a key, when you're looking up a key that you don't know what it is, and the results that it gives you, you're not really sure if that's the right key or not. Like, we want to get you to that finish line. And how we know how to get you to that finish line is if you click on the Buy Now button, it brings you to the product page, or you can purchase it, of course, but you're going to get that 360 image. So what you're going to be able to do, you're going to be able to hold the key in one hand or on your phone. You're going to be able to scroll, and you're going to be able to look at all sides of the key and compare it to what you have in your hand compared to what's on the screen. And by doing that, the goal is you're going to be able to be like, okay, I'm for sure this is the right key, or this actually, I don't know if this is the right key, but it looks like this key is going to work in its place, because you're going to find a lot of that. And maybe one day I'll do a live kind of talking about what I've learned about keys since really going down this road. But and on how many keys are so similar that have different part numbers, right? And, as you know, I like to pick on like the IN8s and the Y11s or the FIC1, FIC3, those sort of things. But yeah, there's a lot of that. But yeah, so that's how it goes as far as that goes. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Let's see here. Let's see. George says, should get a nominal discount for ordering out of the app from a found key. That's a good point. That's a good point. Incentive to actually take an order. Absolutely. Yeah. And of course, and George, thank you for bringing those are great points. We have been kind of going down that road. I think the best thing for me to say now is that, like, for right now, our number one focus is just getting this app out, getting it live, getting feedback from our users, and also, very importantly, continuing to add to the database. But once we do that and we kind of start getting a grip under us, yeah, we have all sorts of ideas. I don't want to even tease you. Like, I honestly don't even want to tease you with them. But even though, I like to tease you about it, but yeah, let's see here. Eric says, I'm hoping it eventually has a yearly subscription too. Yes. And I agree with you on that. And once we get it up and running, I plan and things kind of smooth out a little bit. I think I don't know why we wouldn't put a yearly subscription on there as well. It makes complete sense due to all of your feedback. And so, yeah, so we'll definitely cross that bridge as it comes. But of course, as you know about us here, we really want your feedback. We value your feedback and what you think. And we will continue to reiterate based off of, what you say. So, yeah, Adrian has one other thing he says here. Basically, it is a great tool when customers bring you random keys with little to no identifying information. Cool. Very cool, Adrian. Thanks for the feedback on that. He says, yeah, thanks for sharing the feedback. Yeah, that's good, guys. And so what you have to remember, right? We have around 200 or 2,000 keys in the database right now, which is a decent amount. I think it's a lot of amount. Adrian points out, even it's identifying keys that he has 1,500 keys on his wall, and is identifying ones that don't have that he doesn't have on his wall, right? So that's cool. And for me, that's a win. I think once we get over the 3,000 mark, I think it'll really start to be more encompassing when we really cross over the 5,000 key mark. I think at that point, I think a lot of people will be able to identify keys that they never even thought of before. So the cool part is I don't know, a lot of you brought up, but we are implementing, we're putting in a ton of Blue Dog keys. I think I last reported that I think we had like 40 Blue Dog keys in the database right now, or when we originally launched it. I believe, I'm just going off a number here. Give me a plus or minus 10 or so %. I probably have Lily who's watching this, who sometimes I'll say something like, PJ, what the heck? Right. But I think we probably have 120 to 150 Blue Dog keys in the database now, which are some really odd, cool ones that are pretty popular. So I think you guys will really get a kick out of that. Let's see here. Nick says, off topic, how do I get points on your site for following on Instagram? So Nick, yeah. So, I mean, the number one way to get points on the app is when you place an order, right? You get a percentage of points back all the time, which something that's really cool. And I know we haven't done a lot of talking about it. And I know, guys, it's getting, this has been turned into the hour lately, Lockboss Show. But hey, I love being here. I'm so thankful all of you are here with me. So hey, let's go a little longer. Okay, let's go a little longer. So with the rewards, right? Like, I mean, we have so many people use them every day, which is really cool. But so when you place orders, you get stuff back. And the cool part is we don't put a cap on that. So we have people, buy a Futura Pro for almost $10,000 and they're getting $300 back in points or whatever because it's 9,000 something. I mean, I'm doing all this rounding and I don't want to be inaccurate in those numbers, but anyways, by just buying the large machines alone is going to give you tons of points. Of course, your normal stuff as well is pretty cool. So as far as that goes, so yeah, that's how that goes. Look a few more. Robert says, just need to relax, people. It's coming. Robert, thank you. But hey, I would expect nothing more. As a matter of fact, I might actually feel like a little hurt if people weren't pressuring me and bugging me about it. I feel a little hurt. But no, I really don't mind, relax. You can't make me relax, James says. I like it. Hey, people have such a great sense of humor around here. It's pretty cool. So, oh yeah, Nick says, sorry for the broken comment. Your site says extra points to doing the following. Yes. Yeah, so it's pretty Nick, so yeah, so there's things in there that you can do to just rack up points instantly. I think some I'd have to, Kylie would be a great person. I'd have to ask on that. What is it? Maybe if you like us, I think when you like us on like Facebook or something, there's a few, they don't have all the socials on there because the app doesn't allow it, but they have some socials on there. You can get some extra points as well. So I would just look at whatever it says and then click on it. And then there'll be a link that you'll click on and it'll take you there to like it. And then it gives you the points or whatever. So yeah. So that's how it works. So anyways, all right. So hey, we've been going long here. We haven't even got to this week's winners yet. Season 3.7 winner. So let's go ahead and hop on in to the winners. Of course, thank you guys so much for all the questions and your excitement about Identikey. And after it goes live, hey, we'll spend a full Lockboss show just talking about Identikey after you guys have actually started to use it. So once it's live and you guys can download it, we'll do a live session. We'll talk about it. I'll answer as many questions as I can. I'll take your feedback and we'll continue to make it better and better and better. So pretty cool. So excited about it. All right. With that being said, hey, let's go ahead and let's announce this week's winners. Can't believe we're 52 minutes in. That's crazy. All right. So before we do, Julio, you've been really silent. I think I've been saying some pretty cool things, Julio. I've been saying some pretty crazy things, and I haven't even heard you give any drums at all on the cool stuff that I said. That's not cool, but hey, anyways, all right. Julio, if you could go ahead and put a little bit of music on and let's have some fun here. All right. So what to do if you win? You want to email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989 and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win? Comment on our videos with the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. No purchase necessary. So with that being said, I'm going to take a quick chug of Topo and let's get to the winners here. All right, here we go. Winner number one is Sean C. 4690. Congrats. Winner number two is Justin Pope 1435. Congratulations. Winner number three is Roadside Towing 1847. Congratulations. Winner number four is Harry Morrison 9958. And last but not least, winner number 5 this week is, hey, Lowell Forbes 3208. Congrats, Lo. I know you're on live here right now. Pretty cool stuff. I tell you what, of course, we still have our Lockboss Patriotic Tee free with orders over $434.34. You can purchase it separately, but of course, why not? Why do that when you can get it for free? That's what we're talking about. But yeah, so hey, everybody, that wraps up today's show. Let me go ahead and just check in the comments, hang out with you guys for a few more minutes. It's been fun, guys. It's been a lot of fun having y'all here asking questions, talking about locks and keys or key finding even, and neon keys and all that fun stuff there. Let's see. Yeah, he says Lily. I don't know why I said Lily. I don't even think Lily's on the stream, actually. Let's see. Good stuff. I'm watching from Georgetown, Guyana, waiting for this patiently. Very cool, Stanley. Hey, welcome. Jimmy asks if you could hit that like button before you forget. Very kind of you, Jimmy. And let's see. Yeah, of course, congrats to all of the winners. Yes, and James actually says it best. Thanks, CLK Supplies team. We know PGA can't do it all on his own. No truer words have been spoken on the Lockboss Show. I can tell you that. And yeah, minus, I don't know. Do we include Julio in that? I don't know. See, Julio, that would have been a good time for some drums, right? That would have been a good time for some drums. So, oh my gosh, that's funny. But anyways, everybody, hey, I hope you not only have a wonderful and safe Tuesday evening, I hope you all get to enjoy, if you're in America, our Independence Day celebration on July 4th. I know so many of you who are working out, you're going to be working that day, helping other people. That's really awesome of you. I also hope that you also get a time to spend, that you get a chance to spend time with your family, friends, and or loved ones, and get a little rest as well as we get to celebrate our country's independence. Good stuff, everybody. So, anyways, yep, good stuff. Yeah, Gumby, hey, welcome. A little late, but hey, yeah, we actually talked about you a little earlier. How about that? But good stuff, everybody. Okay, hey, you all take care. Have a good evening, and we'll see you same place, same time next week. And I tell you, hopefully we're talking about the Identikey live in the app store. I tell you what, this is what you do know. I will be doing everything I can to get it live. If that includes me doing some work on 4th of July, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be doing that as well. So I'll spend some time with my wife and kids, and we'll still have fun, but I'll still be working towards it. So, but anyways, everybody, have a good one, and we'll see you, Julio, if you want to put a little music on, and we'll see everybody off. All right, everybody, hey, take care. We'll see you.